Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are committed to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, y'all, these two beautiful, well-preserved women are over 100 years old. They are survivors of the Tulsa Massacre. The Tulsa Massacre, also known as the Black Wall Street Massacre, occurred between May 31st and June 1st of 1921 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. During this 2-day-long white supremacist terrorist attack, mobs of white residents, some armed by city officials, which means that some of them received guns and ammunition from the police. They targeted black residents and destroyed homes and businesses in the Greenwood district. This neighborhood was one of the wealthiest black communities in the United States, colloquially called Black Wall Street. The violence left between 30 and 300 people dead, mostly African Americans, and devastated the prosperous Greenwood area. It remains one of the worst incidents of racial violence in American history. Okay, so that's Black Wall Street. It was destroyed in 1921. That was 103 years ago. And these people these women were alive then, and they're alive now. They lived long enough to tell the story. And not only did they live long enough to tell the story, but they have filed for reparations. They want to be paid for what they, their families, and their communities went through in 1921, because you can't recover from that. But anyway, their case went to the Oklahoma Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court dismissed their case. Now, it goes without saying that these people deserve reparations. These people are due reparations. But for many years, we didn't really make a big noise about it. But now it's out there, and we have to keep pressing the issue, because they lost generational wealth, and Tulsa was not the only community. There were other black communities that were destroyed for the very reason that this community was destroyed. It was over jealousy. Black people were closing the wealth gap between black and white. And they were jealous because you came out of 246 years of slavery, and you're in the middle of Jim Crow, and you're closing the wealth gap. Those people were industrious, they were hardworking, and they were producing. They were building. No, they had built. They had built a whole community by their own labor and their own skills. And those white people were jealous. That's all there is to it. The Oklahoma Supreme Court on Wednesday dismissed a lawsuit brought by two of the last known survivors of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre, who sought reparations for the attack. The attack occurred in Tulsa's Greenwood district, at the time one of the wealthiest black neighborhoods in the United States. White mobs burned the neighborhood known as Black Wall Street to the ground, destroying hundreds of homes and businesses, and local officials took part in the destruction. As many as 300 people were killed. Many lost businesses were never rebuilt. No, because the insurance wouldn't pay and the banks wouldn't give them a loan. These women's case was filed in September 2020 under Oklahoma's public nuisance law. The plaintiffs said they sought to abate the public nuisance caused by the massacre and to claim redress for what they said was the defendant's economic exploitation of the tragedy. The lawsuit said racial and economic disparities could be traced back to the mob's attack. Oh, well, I'm sure of that. The defendants included the City of Tulsa, the Tulsa Regional Chamber, the Oklahoma Military Department, which oversees the state's National Guard, and other local entities. The suit was dismissed by County District Judge Caroline Wall in July 2023. The plaintiffs then appealed to the state Supreme Court. Wow. The court said the case didn't fall under the public nuisance statute, and the plaintiff's allegations didn't support a claim of unjust enrichment. Well, I don't know what that means, because it was certainly unjust what was done to them. The plaintiffs are Viola Ford Fletcher and Leslie Benefield Randall, both over the age of 100. A third survivor, Hughes Van Ellis, Fletcher's brother, died in October at 102 years old. Muriel Watson, his daughter, was listed as a personal representative of his estate as a plaintiff in the opinion Wednesday. As Mother Fletcher celebrated her 110th birthday last month, and Mother Randall will celebrate the same birthday later this year, time is of the essence for this investigation to begin, the legal team said in a statement. The City of Tulsa said it respects the court's decision. In a statement, it noted economic development and other projects to support residents of the North Tulsa and Greenwood communities, including using DNA to identify the remains of victims of the massacre. Well, they've already got 2 people in living color who were victims of the massacre. They need to pay them their reparations. And all of those other projects don't mean a thing when they don't compensate the people for what was done to them. I mean, they should be developing North Tulsa and Greenwood anyway, but the people who suffered from that massacre should be compensated for. It is the city's position that the court's ruling ends the 2020 case, said Tulsa spokeswoman Michelle Brooks. The court said economic and social consequences of the tragedy for the Greenwood and North Tulsa communities didn't fall under the public nuisance statute. The law defines nuisance as endangering people's health and safety or rendering them insecure in life, among other things. Well, if that massacre didn't endanger people's health and safety or render them insecure in life, I don't know what would. Well, this is the interesting part of the ruling. The court said expanding the scope of liability under the law to include lingering social inequities from historical tragedies and injustices could lead to people being held liable for their predecessors' wrongdoing in which the current actors played no part. So they can be held accountable for what the people did in the past, even though the people in the present didn't have anything to do with it. So the judge continued that while these women's claim is legitimate, it was filed under the wrong statute. So basically, Oklahoma is just buying some time till they figure out what to do about this. Because these people are not going to go away, and they shouldn't, because this massacre happened. The community was destroyed for no reason. There was no reason for them to do what they did other than that. They did not want to see black people becoming economically independent. So they should file and file and file till they get the right statute, the right jury, and the right judge, and they get what they are deserving, which is reparations for what happened to them. Their survivors had also said that the city, county, and regional chamber had benefited from the massacre, using it to attract tourism, that's right, while failing to compensate the massacre's victims. The city had argued that being connected to a historical event didn't give a person unlimited rights to seek compensation from any project in any way related to that historical event. Well, you shouldn't be benefiting from it either. And I beg to differ. It does give a person unlimited rights to seek compensation when they undergo a tragedy like that. And there they are, promoting it through tourism, but won't pay the people. The judges said reparations weren't justified under the law because there was no contract between the plaintiff and defendants, no allegation of fraud, and no unfulfilled promise that the plaintiffs would benefit from donations or profits raised in the name of the massacre. Well, that's just garbage. They need to get a really good lawyer to argue that case. But the main thing they have to do is stick with it. They have to continue to petition the city of Tulsa to do the right thing. Because up to this point, they have not done the right thing. The world knows now about that tragedy, and they need to make it right to the best of their ability with the descendants of the people that happened to. It's just outrageous that they think that they should be able to get away with that and not pay those people, because nothing will bring the people back. Nothing will undo the harm. But the least they can do is try to restore the wealth, or give them a start in restoring their wealth. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and as always, have a great day.